Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Speed Reno Fridays. So we have a renovation here that is called Cancel Construction, and it is by K. Matt Gregor, and they write, due to unforeseen tragedy, the original owner of this property found themselves unable to finish the construction of this townhouse. Partially shingled, overgrown, and most walls just the studs, can this abandoned project find a sim willing to complete it? Why, yes, it can. It is me. I do complete it. So let's go in and look at what it looks like. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like, and boy were they right. It is definitely half shingled, definitely overgrown in certain areas. This weird fence in some places I'm assuming the construction workers were sitting at. Great house. There's a sneak peek over there of what it turns out to be, but you'll have to watch to find out. Spoiler alert, it turns out to be green. So obviously overgrown over here. There's a nice little hose thing, which I like. It's a nice touch. Backyard is kind of simple. Place to burn stuff, which doesn't look sanitary or legal at that point. Maybe not even, it's probably sanitary, but it's probably not legal. Unless they have plastic in there, then it's not sanitary. It's bad for you. Anyway, you walk through the front door, and absolutely the studs are just there. They have some outlines for some rooms here, like a living room and some furniture that was actually moved in. And then over here they have the dining room, I assume, and just this teeny tiny little kitchen. And then through here is just another weird room that seems a bit useless, to be honest. And then over here it is a bathroom, and I don't know who puts an archway for a bathroom, but apparently these people do. And then another just kind of useless weird room. You go upstairs, and it is just basically studs for the most part. Some walls. Here, I'm assuming, is the outline for a bathroom. Over here is a bedroom they were going to paint, but they didn't get time to do it. Again, archways. I'm assuming, I know what this is. This is just the door frame. The door is supposed to go in after the door frame, duh. And I'm assuming this is where the master bedroom is supposed to be. I do keep it pretty much where everything is supposed to be, aside from removing some of the studs. I removed the studs, obviously, and replaced them with walls. But for the most part, I think I keep the frame of what they wanted, except I do remove this wall, I'm pretty sure. So why don't we get straight into the speed reno. Okay, guys, so we're starting off here, obviously, by deleting everything, including that horrible fence that makes it look kind of like a prison. I had that in my last reno, too. Is it like a thing? I guess because it's a construction site, they have to, make sure people don't come in and steal whatever's inside or squat in the house. That's when someone, lives in the house that's unoccupied. We had those. In my old house, we had a house diagonal to us that was going to be torn down and turned into a beautiful house, but for, a couple months, it was kind of just, loosely fenced off, and so we had people live there for a little bit, and my mom was like, did they own the place, or are they squatters? We found out later that they did not in fact own the place, so that was fun. Not that they did anything, they just kind of lived there, so it is against the law, but who am I to judge, right? Anyway, so I've been dealing with being sick, kind of on and off, I'm sick one day, I'm fine, and then I'm sick again, and it's just this weird thing that I don't like. And also trying to do papers, which I have. Today is currently Thursday for recording this. I'm recording this last minute, which I don't usually do, but I've been quite stressed lately. So I have a paper due on Monday. That has to be 12 pages. Have I started? I know what I'm writing about. I have 5 quotes. I haven't nearly gone through all of my sources or even found all of my sources, so that should be fun. And then I have a case study, which is kind of like a paper due next Monday, and then I have a summary due that Wednesday, and then I have a presentation and a quiz due that Thursday, and then I have a paper, or is it a paper due the following Thursday, and then I have a presentation due the following Monday. It's a lot of work. I just can't wait for March to be over, which I shouldn't hurry this up, considering it's March 2nd. I should enjoy March. But it's been snowing, which doesn't happen here at all, ever, let alone in March. So I'm just kind of like, can the summer come so I can be done with school and not have to worry about that anymore, but worry about other things? So yes, as far as the reno that you're watching right now, I did my best to not delete all of the studs that were supposed to be walls. So I kind of started off with this thing, and then it was really hard to work the kitchen, so it ends up being completely different. But the walls pretty much are where the studs are for the most part. A few walls get changed here or there because I don't like the whole like boxy way of things, even though that wall ends up moving and becoming exactly where it's supposed to be because the kids' room just wasn't big enough for my liking. So yeah. Also, okay. So here's the thing. Here's the deal. When you go to university, or even in high school, you get stuck with some partners for group projects that aren't quite what you want or expected. I have the absolute worst luck when it comes to this. I usually get stuck with like the worst people in the entire class. And okay, that's pretty much, let's run this down for you. So this is pretty much for like the first 2 years of my university career, put that in quotations. There haven't been many group projects, not that I can remember. It's usually solo presentations or solo projects, and if I had a group project, then it wasn't traumatizing, obviously. So one that was bad was a couple semesters ago in the summer of last year. I had a group project with someone that I knew, so I was like happy to have a group project with her. But we also had another girl who was really, really super helpful because she had taken this professor before, and so she knew what to do and how to do it, which was great. And then we had this other girl who was very nice, very, very nice, but she was always asking us like, oh, I'm so sorry to like bother you or whatever, but I think, you know, this would be a cool idea, but if you think it's stupid, it's fine. Like, I'm so sorry to bother you, which is like really nice, and like she was super polite about it, but it's kind of like, just tell us your idea. Like, we don't, you know, we're not going to be like, that's horrible, you suck, get out of our group. That wasn't the issue. The issue was we worked on this project and we all did pretty much our fair share of work. It wasn't like nobody did more than one person. Maybe that one girl who knew the prof did a little bit more because she was like, I know how to do it, let me just handle this, which is fine. And then on the day that we are supposed to present, this fourth girl comes into class, hands us a gift, each of us a gift, and is like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, but do you guys mind if I like don't come up there and present? I'm just like gonna go home. And we're like, you have to ask the professor first. And she's like, no, I did, like he said it's okay. And I'm like, I mean, if he said it's okay, then like I guess it's okay. Like, what are you supposed to say to that? No, you can't. And she's like, oh, okay, I just get too nervous like doing this. I'm like, number one, it's a third year course. How are you this far without presenting at least once in your life? Number two, why did you wait until the last minute to tell us? Like, why didn't you tell us, I don't know, 3 weeks ago when we started the project? 4, am I in 4 or am I in 3? I can't remember. Another point, why don't you just come up there and stand with us? You don't have to say anything, like, just stand with us. But like, now not only are we like 3 members instead of 4, but we have this whole part that we can't present on because it's her part. And it's like, okay, we'll do our best. I mean, we ended up with an A, I'm pretty sure, which isn't the point. It's kind of like, what? You waited this long to tell us that you couldn't do what you were supposed to do? If you literally did all the work, you just have to go up there and present. It's the easy part. Well, I guess it's not the easy part, but it's like the part that takes 5 minutes and then it's over. This is what we build up to. So that was one of them, and that wasn't that bad. The following semester, not only was my professor one of the worst professors I've ever had, to the point where me and my friend had to go and complain about her, but it was also, for some reason, I just got stuck with a bad partner again. So it was me and my friend, same friend from the semester before, me and my friend and one other girl, and this girl was foreign, like she had a thick accent, but that, you know, so if you do the work, I don't care. And so she did the work, She like wrote her part for the paper, but it was the worst writing I have ever read in my entire life. And that is saying a lot, because I have read fan fiction. Hell, 50 Shades of Grey started as a Twilight fan fiction, and it became a bestseller and is turned into movies. So like, there is some bad stuff out there, but this was just horrendous. So I'm like, it's fine. You know what? English is clearly not her first language. It's fine. I'll go through and edit. My friend went through and edited it. It was totally fine. It wasn't a huge deal. It was like, she did the research. Like, her research is there. It's just the way that she put it into words isn't there. So we helped her with that, which is a little weird because, again, a third-year course, you would think you wouldn't get that far without someone being like, this doesn't sound quite right. Anyway, so we did that, and that was fine. And then we had, I think, about 3 weeks from when our paper was due until we had to present the project. Now, our paper and our project and our presentation were the same thing. You basically had to go up there and recite your project or your paper. That was fine. Me and my friend had like a piece of paper, one piece of paper each max, where we had some bullet points of things we wanted to mention, like basically statistics. When you present, you shouldn't really have paper in front of you, but most people do, just with like the data that you can't really remember, like dates or specific numbers, things like that. You just put bullet points down. Usually what I do is I put bullet points for everything just in case I get too nervous and I like can't remember, but make sure it's not one big long paragraph, because you will lose your place and you will look a little dumb. So bullet points are the best. If I have one advice for anybody who's in university or even high school, bullet points are better. Make them big font so you can read them and so you don't get lost, and try your best to at least rehearse once. I mean, I would say rehearse more than once, but do your best to rehearse at least once. This girl clearly did not, because she went up there with her... Let me set the scene for you. This paper was 10 pages between 3 of us. So we each had... 10 pages, single space. We each had about 4 pages-ish, like 3.5 pages between the 3 of us. And she takes her single-spaced 3.5-page paper up there and tries her best to recite it. And I am pretty sure she did not read the final copy, because she was saying things that she didn't know how to pronounce, obviously the things that me and my friend corrected, and our professor was like, "What do you mean by this?" And she couldn't explain it because she didn't know what it meant. I'm trying to think of an example of things, but I can't remember. I just remember her being like, the professor being like, "What do you mean by this?" And she's like, I don't even know what I mean. And I had to jump in and be like, "I think she means this," because really I kind of wrote that part, or at least I added in some words. It was bad. So that's fun. And then this semester, I have that same friend in a class with me, and we're in a group together. We just presented. It went fine. No big deal. It was just the 2 of us, so that was great. I was like, finally a semester where I have just one person that I like. But no. It gets worse. So my other class, I have another friend who I just met this semester, but like she's knowledgeable, and she's good to have because she's very sure of herself, which is great. And it's always good to have that in a partner, especially me, because I'm not always that sure of myself. Usually on presentation day I can deliver and make it sound convincing. That's only because I've been doing this for 4.5 years now, so it kind of catches up to you and you kind of learn new tricks. Anyway, so we have this other person in our group, and he is something else. He has to answer questions at all times. When the professor asks questions, if someone else disagrees with him, he will get very upset, and he talks fast to the point where you cannot understand him. And I talk fast. You guys should know, I talk pretty fast, especially with people that I know. So imagine me, but like 50 times worse. Like to the point where you can't understand anything that he's talking about because he's just talking this fast. And he's just like this, and you're like, what? What did you just say? Was that even English? At some points I question it. So he's in our group, which is fabulous. It's great. But he's like, we have to pick a figure from 20th century Britain, and it doesn't have to be a political figure. And my professor's like, I recommend that you don't do a political figure because people tend to get bored when they research these people. So I was like, you know what, this would be a great time to research Princess Diana. She's not political. I mean, she kind of is, but like she's more like she was a phenomena in her day, and especially after her death she was still a phenomena. And he comes up and he's like, no, I think I would like to do Margaret Thatcher. And I'm like, if any of you know who Margaret Thatcher is, or if you've taken a course about British culture or anything, you know that Margaret Thatcher is going to come up a bajillion times. And I'm like, we'll talk about it. So I didn't end up going to the next class because I was sick and it also had snowed. And he emails me, not including the other girl in our group, just me, and it's like, since the snow disrupted our meeting in class today, I think we should discuss who we are going to talk about. I still am going with Margaret Thatcher. I think she would be interesting and cause lots of debate. And I'm like, yeah, but people have done it. It's been done. Like, let's do something else. So I haven't emailed him because I'm waiting to talk to the other girl and be like, did you get an email from him being like, hey, let's do this? And how are we supposed to approach this? Like, how are we supposed to say, like, we don't really think that that's, like, the professor doesn't want us to do political figures specifically because people are going to be bored by it. Because it's been done. You basically research what their policies were and blah, 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 and it's boring as hell. And he wants us to have fun with it. I'm like, I won't have fun with Margaret Thatcher. I mean, I could, but, like, I prefer to do something, I don't know, I just don't want to go into that much detail. I want to do something that was, like, relevant in British culture and especially society during that time. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, my whole rant about partners took up the entire renovation. I hope you guys, if you guys have partners or have had group project members who have been hell, please tell me your stories down below. I would love to hear it. But we are about done now, and we are going to get into the fly through here. Although I do fidget with the roof a bit and try and make things work, but then I'm just like, it looks good. You did good. So here we go. Okay, guys, so we're going to go through our fly through here, and so this is the overall product of the house. I think it went over pretty well. It's a nice family-sized home for those who don't have, like, a bajillion kids. So you walk in and you were greeted with the dining room on this side and then the living room on this side. I really love this color of wall that I chose. I thought I'll pat myself on the back for that one. So it's just a pretty small, quaint little living room. You do have a fireplace and plenty of bookshelf room. Then a computer desk over here, and here is the bathroom. I'm not overly keen on where the bathroom is placed, but there wasn't really many other options unless I wanted it on the other side over there, which I will show you. So here's a bathroom, just simple shower, toilet and sink, and then on this side we have the dining room, which can see quite a few Sims, which is good if you're having like parties or stuff. And over here we have just a little decorative place. The kitchen I quite enjoy. I like doing black cupboards, just kind of my thing, and it's nice and small, but it's not, and it is kind of open concept, but not totally. So over here is just a little nook where I could have probably put the bathroom, but that door would have made it a little hard to do that. Just a nice little nook for kid stuff, some chess tables, paints, and toys. Just a little place to hang out. You come upstairs to the landing where you have a little art center for the kids and a desk for the kids to do their homework. And through here we have a bathroom, again just a shower tub, not a shower tub, a shower, toilet, and sink. Pretty simple. Here we have the kids room, which is just a boy-girl split is how I did it, or however you want it to be. It's just 2 beds. I didn't put in any toddler beds, which has been something I've been doing a lot of, but I thought, no, you know what, maybe they have kids, their toddlers are grown up and they want to move into something, a little bigger, maybe even a little smaller. And here is the master bedroom. It does not come with a master bathroom, unfortunately, which is something I love to do, but it is nice. It's got a little nook here. I like these little nooks. I might put them in my house more often. I have one in my house now, and I love it, and so I probably will add more nooks. And then, of course, a closet. Nothing too special, just kind of, a bedroom. You can sleep. That's good, right? It functions as a bedroom. Whoops! I meant to go downstairs, not outside. But if you come around here, you can go outside. Here we have just a barbecue right there. And out back we have the pool area with some places to plant some things and a place for the kids to play on the monkey bars. So that is it. Pretty quick, pretty good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, there will be my EA Origin ID will be in the description, and you can look me up, and I will have this house up on the gallery along with anything else that I have built. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see any more renovations, or if you would like me to do one of your renovations, you can use the hashtag NSGReno, that's NSGReno, on the Sims 4 gallery, and I'll make sure to look that up and do one of your houses. And if you want to, or if you just want to watch me build, and you want my videos in your feed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!